Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to look into methods as props. So in this session, mainly we are going to discuss about how to pass method as props. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code. So far whatever we have seen that we are passing the values to other component with the help of props. Like the given example over here, we are passing the dashboard message as an attribute, and this attribute is being captured within main content. If you go to the main content, then you will find that we are capturing this props, and then we are taking into this variable, which is we are getting the value in the dashboard message, and that is what we are printing. So what we are going to do in this session, so let's understand with the diagram. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a child component called report1 within the main content component, and this component holds the child component, and whenever we are clicking the button on the child component, it should change the message from dashboard summary to report1 summary. So that means we will create a method within the main content component, and that method is being passed to the child component as an attribute, and within the child component there is a button available. That button contains the reference of the method which we have defined into the parent component, and when we click on the child component, so it will change the dashboard summary message to report1 summary, and this dashboard summary method is resides into the state of the main content component, that is the parent component. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code to design this within React. So the first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce the constructor over here. To introduce the constructor, we will use rconst, and this will give us the boilerplate code. And over here we will tell that report message, and this contains dashboard summary, and this message is being displayed within the h1 tag of the main component. So let's write it. So we will change it to this dot state dot our message. Now let's look into the output. So output wise we don't have any changes, we are getting the same message, but this is coming from the state. Now let's proceed further. Now the second step, what I am going to do, I'm going to create a child component called report1. So let's create it. Select the component folder, click on the folder and give it a name report1, and within that I'm going to create a JS file called report1.js. Now over here we will generate the functional component with the help of rfce snippet inter, and this will give us the boilerplate code. And within here let's add a button over here, button, and this button will have a reference of the main component. So we can tell that on click it will get the reference props. So we should pass the props first over here. Let's pass it first, props, and this props contain the reference of the method which is being defined within the main content component, and I am going to give the name main content handler. So we will give it name. Now let's proceed further. Over here I will tell that report1 button, save it. Now the third step, we will add this component within the main content.js. Over here I am going to add this button. So let's add it, report1, and we will close it, save it. Let's look into the output, what output we are getting. So we have successfully added the child component. Now the next step is to add the functionality to this button, so that whenever we will click it, it will change to report1 summary instead of dashboard summary. Now over here we need to create an arrow function, and that is going to be update. We will tell that update message, and that update message will update the state message of main component. So let's write it equal to parenthesis then arrow function, and over here we need to specify this dot set state, and we need to set the state our message to report1 summary, save it. Now the next step, step 5, we need to pass this as an attribute. So first we will grab the name which we have defined over here, main content handler, and this we can specify over here as an attribute, and within that we will tell that this dot update message which we have defined over here, save it. Now we have completed all the steps. Now let's jump into the browser to see the output. So now the expected behavior is whenever I will click on this button, it should change from dashboard summary to report1 summary. So let's do it now. So we are achieving the expected behavior over here. So let's proceed further. So now we have understand that how we can pass the method as a prop. So on this note I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.